Hey, so it's time for another complete history of Gaming in the Clinton Years update video. Unlike the last one, this isn't going to be about anything else screwy Navigator's been up to lately, since, as of this writing, they still haven't posted any new videos, and all their other videos are still delisted for whatever fucking reason. No, this video is actually going to cover something that I failed to give enough attention to in my previous complete histories. And I want to thank That's Me, who posted a comment in my previous update video for bringing all this to my attention in the first place. In their comment, That's Me brought my attention to the YouTube channel for the War of Awards. Those of you who watched my last update video should be familiar with them. They're the event that all of Navigator's videos were advertising in their descriptions, including, for reasons I still can't understand, their delisted ones. Navigator's channel also used to host a number of clips from the events as well. I've been aware of the War of Awards for a while now, but was always under the impression that it was just some event that Navigator participated in at some of the conventions they attended, and so I left it at that. But the comment I received made me think that their involvement may be greater than simply active participation. The specific video I was linked to, WOA in Memoriam at PAX South 2018, is a 30-second clip wherein the presenter informs the audience that they lost two previous participants, Jeff the Hero and George Wood. I was intrigued, so I browsed their library and, to my amazement, I found a video entitled War of Awards with Cloris Leachman. Alright, this couldn't be a coincidence anymore. Who other than Navigator, in 2019, or any other year for that matter, would even consider using Cloris Leachman for their video game-themed internet content? At this point, I had to do some more snooping. Thankfully, it took less than a minute on Google to stumble across a War of Awards page on the website for Aquavita, an internet marketing firm that, among other things, designed the War of Awards website and animated logos. The client feedback section of that page features this quote: "As a creative person, finding someone who has the right instincts is so valuable. It saves time, money, and frustration. Aquavita never hit a false note. They were completely and utterly perfect." That quote is from the director of the War of Awards, who, of course, happens to be Tom Allen. So for those of you who've been following the saga of Gaming in the Clinton Years from the beginning, let's take a moment to refresh ourselves with regards to exactly what roles Tom Allen has played, and continues to play, in this drama. In the 90s, he was the producer and overall behind-the-scenes wunderkind on Flights of Fantasy. After that ended, and he nearly single-handedly brought down the TV studio that aired Flights of Fantasy, see The Complete History Part 2 for a refresher on that, he became a studio tech specialist working for the city of Bowie, Maryland. At the same time, he became the executive director of Navigator, the video game awards outfit and custodian of Gaming in the Clinton Years. He also has leadership roles in Avatoy, George Wood's event planning business, most notable for organizing several video game-themed cruises, which to this day I posit never actually happened. And now we know he's the director of the War of Awards. Aside from his embarrassing on-screen antics, George Wood's role in a lot of this is a lot harder to pin down, but Tom Allen has a very visible internet footprint. From the beginning, it seems like he's had this drive for power and prestige in the video game and media community. I mean, if it's to be believed, he got a whole TV station shut down because of his hubris. Maybe I'm off base here, but that's how I've been reading most of Navigator's recent history. Anyway, we can get back to that later. For now, the obvious question is, just what is the War of Awards anyway? Basically, the War of Awards is, like Navigator, another video game award outfit. However, unlike the Navigator Awards, the War of Awards is a bit more unconventional. I'll give an example. Say Red Dead Redemption 2 wins Game of the Year from one award outfit, but God of War wins Game of the Year from another outfit, and Spider-Man wins it from a third. That's 3 games that are considered Game of the Year. So how do we know which game is really the best? The War of Awards is meant to figure that out. But the way they do it is rather interesting. Does anyone watching know in politics how the Iowa caucuses work? No? It's cool, I didn't necessarily expect it, but the War of Awards basically works the exact same way. At PAX East, a group of fans gather together and try to convince the others to support their particular game of choice. After a period of debate, moderators gather the final tally of each game's supporters, and the ones with the most wins the award. The idea is kind of a cool one, and the caucus-style method of determining the winner is novel. But, like so many of Navigator's other ventures, the whole thing leaves me with more questions than answers. The War of Awards is obviously a big deal to Navigator. I mean, the descriptions for all of Navigator's videos still have adverts for the show, even though it happened over 3 months ago. If it's that important to your brand, wouldn't you want to post something a little more engaging than an advertisement buried in the description of your old videos, almost all of which are over a decade old? Maybe post a new video about the ceremony, but no, they do nothing. And then there's the War of Awards YouTube channel itself. One would think it would be at least a little bigger than it is. After all, it has Navigator behind it, and their show is apparently live streamed by PAX East themselves. But the channel only has 127 subscribers, and the vast majority of their videos don't get beyond double or triple digit views. The notable exceptions to this are a couple of the videos with Cloris Leachman, that also happen to feature voice actress Carrie Walgren, best known for playing Haruhara Haruko in FLCL, and Jessica in Rick and Morty. Again, with that kind of pull, you'd think they'd be able to get more eyes to their channel, or more attendees to their shows. Looking at the video of the most recent War of Awards shows only a handful of attendees showed up at all. This isn't to say there's anything wrong with hosting a small event, but this clearly wasn't envisioned as a small event. It seems as though Alan wants this thing to be big, but doesn't seem to have the capabilities to pull it off competently. If you want proof of this lack of competency, just go to their official website, warofawards.org. Remember Alan lauding the designers, Aquavita, for being completely and utterly perfect? I suppose his definition of perfection is worlds away from mine, because the website is a nigh unnavigatable mess. There are a bunch of links on the homepage that lead to completely blank pages. The Programs, Nominees, and Decision 2020 tabs at the top of the page are confusingly laid out. The end result is that if you're coming to their website to get any useful information on the War of Awards, you're probably not going to get it. I realize now that this combination of delusions of grandeur combined with the inability to do any of the work to achieve it has characterized Tom Allen's work from basically the very start. Remember, Flights of Fantasy was syndicated to millions of households when it was on the air, but eventually got the plug pulled under it because it was too difficult to produce. Avatoy had the idea to create gamer-themed cruises, but couldn't even craft a functional website. And now there's the War of Awards. There's the drive to be this tentpole event at PAX, but they're unable to fill a room, get a website that isn't completely and utterly perfect, or even make a dent in gaming culture at large. Hell, my YouTube channel, small as it is, has thousands more subscribers than theirs does, and I more or less just put shit out when I'm inspired to. Basically, and this could be the theme of the entire documentary thus far, Tom Allen's a weird guy, and I honestly don't know if he's genuinely creative or completely inept, although based on the tone I've taken in my videos thus far, I'm guessing you know which way I'm leaning. One final thing, the War of Awards has a Discord server. Ostensibly it's for the awards themselves, but the most active channels are the ones focused on other things. There's a lot of discussions about what everyone's currently playing, and not surprisingly, there's a lot of talk about George Wood. In fact, there's a channel in the server exclusively devoted to Wood. I'm sure some of you watching this probably hang out in that channel, especially considering someone posted one part of my documentary in there a few months ago, so if you're watching this, thanks for that. If anyone else is interested, there's a link in the video description of this video. You should all join because, rumor has it, that George Wood himself occasionally hangs out in voice chat. I'm not able to confirm that 100%, but how awesome would that be to be able to talk to the man himself?